Welcome back to Fox 5 on the Hill Live this Sunday morning. You know, in the news this week, budget negotiations dominated politics as the GOP pushed through their budget bill. President Trump accepts a luxury Boeing 747 jet from Qatar despite bipartisan opposition overseas. And the president also talked to Vladimir Putin this past week about peace efforts in Russia's war with Ukraine. Meanwhile, Russia launched another major attack on Ukraine, even though the two countries swapped hundreds of prisoners. And what's the latest with Doge, cuts to government, and where has Elon Musk been recently? Joining us this morning, Joey Garrison, kind enough to join us again. He's the White House correspondent for USA Today, and a man who literally has his hands full in the White House briefing room. Can we start with this plane? Because I got to say, when I've been talking to people, it's the #1 thing people bring up. Of everything that's been going on, people want to know about this plane. Is this going to happen? Well,
it is happening. A couple days ago, the Pentagon officially accepted what's really the largest gift, foreign gift, to a U.S. president in American history. Now, the White House pushes back, saying this is not a gift to the president himself. This is a gift to the Air Force, to the Department of Defense. You know, Democrats, of course, have argued, no, this is unconstitutional. There's explicitly a provision in the U.S. Constitution that bars this kind of thing. But no, so now it is coming into the possession of the United States government. The question will be, you know, how quickly can this plane be updated to actually transform into Air Force One? Clearly, Trump wants to have it in his term here.
Well, you know, we've known for a long time that the president didn't like the paint scheme on Air Force One. But Air Force One, at its core, is not just any ordinary airplane. What would have to be done to this thing?
Well, yeah, so the plane he wants to replace, the current one, was built in 1990. This Qatari plane has been described as a palace in the sky. But I mean, that's largely because of the inside of it. If you look at it, it has kind of this chic beige leather furnishings, very lounge style, but all that has to be ripped out for security reasons. You have to make sure the Qatari government isn't bugging the plane, for example. You have to make sure of all these things. So, you know, the White House is not committed to release a price tag that this whole thing could cost, or a timeline. So we'll see how quickly. But again, this is all kind of turned into a thing by the fact that Trump was not convinced that Boeing was going to be replacing these as quickly as he wanted, and so he wants to have this plane as an upgrade to the existing one.
All right, we'll have to see how that rolls out. But in regards to these questions about whether or not this is allowable, there was another event over the past couple of days, and that was at the Trump National Golf Course in Loudoun County, where they had this thing called the Memecoin dinner. Some of these folks were walking into that wearing masks.
It was quite a scene. I mean,
so what was this thing?
Yeah, so these were all people. There was Trump, of course, has created this Trump meme coin, and he created this contest where he would publicly, well, to them, have a leaderboard in terms of who gave the most money. Well, it attracted Bitcoin and meme people from across the world in terms of wanting to donate lucrative amounts of money here. And he had this fundraiser on, not fundraiser, he had this event for them, a dinner on Thursday night. There were protests outside there. And the attendees kind of walked right by the protest it was quite a scene. And we've never seen anything like this. I mean, really, you know, it's hard to argue this is not using the White House to help, you know, your personal business, your financial being. And so they raised, you know, it's unclear exactly how much, but reports as much as $150 million to almost $400 million. The White House argues, look, President Trump was on his, quote, personal time in this. But as you know, when you're the president of the United States, you're always the president of the United States. The press wasn't allowed in the event, but there were various videos put by some of the investors. And, you know, again, the White House says, look, all this money goes into a Trump meme coin that is controlled by the Trump organization, his sons, not him technically. But as you know, the Trump family is always tied to each other in terms of financial interests.
Well, you know, Doge, the Department of Government Issues, it got its name from Dogecoin, which was Elon Musk's own Bitcoin. But I want to question about whether or not Musk is exiting the nation's capital. We haven't really seen him around town lately.
Yeah, so as you know, Tesla in particular has really suffered a blowback in profits as Elon Musk became more of a polarizing figure. He announced plans that, hey, he was going to take a step back. He had been at the White House as much as a week at a time. He'd be doing 1 or 2 days, and so he's taking a back seat from the Doge leadership that he had earlier. But you know, he's still tagging along, for example. He was at the trip with Trump in the Middle East a week ago. He was inside the Oval Office as Trump met with the president of South Africa, of course, Elon Musk's home country. So he's still there, just a little bit less officially in the Doge capacity.